Let's go, guys, with our second matchup in the battle for the third place in the Elite Classic 2nd edition. Got Beasty, this time playing as the Abbasid Dynasty in the color orange. His opponent, LoueMT, playing as the AOEIV in the color purple. Welcome everybody to another Age of Empires 4 casted game. If you're enjoying those videos, make sure to give a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get back into it because this will be a very interesting match. I don't see this match quite often, so it's also kind of new for me to see what I would expect from these two civilizations. Like Louis obviously most likely will attempt to go for a fast castle, but that also will give Beasty the ability to boom under his TC, and that's a little bit risky because the Abbasid Dynasty, if they go for the economic wing, which I think it's a viable option here, especially if your opponent is not really gonna be the aggressor, then it's definitely possible for you to go with that. At the same time, AOEIV have the military wing reinforcement, which will get those desert raiders here and will send them to your base and basically will deny your second TC or third TC position if you really want to go that way. So I feel like Beasty is forced to go for the military wing instead of the economic wing, despite he needs to go for the economic wing if he wants to play this matchup in later stages of the game. Just because the AOEIV will just go for a extremely fast castle build, and we will see. We're about to see how these players manage to figure this out, because I don't think this is a match I've seen before. Like, I've seen AOEIV against other civilizations, I've seen Abbasid against other civilizations, but you know, Abbasid against the new Abbasid, that's kind of new. That's kind of new. We're gonna keep an eye on the HAP timing for the AOEIV, because the observer mode doesn't allow us to take a look at that one. But anyway, we already see. Oh my god, these matches are becoming really interesting. Last matchup we got something really interesting going on, and this matchup we also got something really interesting. We're seeing the trade wing. Oh my god, interesting. I think I'm speechless. Like, I've never seen this build before, and I think this is gonna be really interesting for us to watch how it develops into this strategy. And it makes sense, because before we were talking about like what are the possibilities for the players, and it feels like Beasty is trapped between two choices. If I go military wing, my economic is not that good. If I go economic wing, I won't be able to secure the second town center, because Louis is gonna go for those desert raiders, which indeed he has chooses the military wing reinforcement. So I guess there was a third option that we were not considering, and that was the trade. And wow, that's definitely interesting. And let's see if Beasty can protect the trade, which there is a possibility he can. And then he has a chance. That now, after, like, you know, I'm sure he analyzed the same options and said, you know what, let's just go trade. Like, let's try, because if I go 2 TC, I'm dead. If I go 3 TC, I'm also dead. And wow, that's really interesting. Let's take a look at the ship count, the classic ship count. Look at that. I already spawned with some traders here. How many traders? 3 traders, right? It is 3 traders. Let's take a look at the skill and the trade technologies that you get from the trade wing, because we don't see that very often. So trades and trades also return with a secondary resource, 25% of the base gold value in set at the market. This will be a really good upgrade if you manage to set up the trade with a bunch of traders here. At the beginning, it doesn't make sense to get this upgrade, but we will see in the future. Now Louis already have the first desert raider going there, and BC coming up with the ship back home. It's a good thing about those civilizations, they can go berries and then they can scout more ship. But looks like Louis got more ship We'll take a look. So 13, 12 chips for Beasty. Let's take a look at Louis. 13 chips. So it's pretty much the same. Horseman already out, and it's definitely the right choice if you want to have some map control. And looks like Beasty will go for the market here. Unfortunate positioning for this market. You know, this tree line is just blocking you the best spot for the market. He's just gonna lose the... like, even from this distance, this market doesn't have as much value just because the trade is really close to here. But BC is gonna start walling. At the same time protecting those relics because, you know, the AOEIVs love to go fast castle. But looks like Louis actually said, you know what, my opponent is trading. I can't go castle just like that. I cannot allow this. And he's actually going to stay in the field age a little bit longer. So I feel like this is working for Beasty at this moment. Horseman gonna try to hunt those camels, but you know, those desert raiders are really strong. Like, they have a lot of military... what am I talking? They have a lot of defensive bonuses, melee damage. They don't have any kind of range damage, so I would love to see some archery range coming for Beasty soon. It looks like he's gonna use his horseman for raiding. It looks like horseman gonna be found here. Meanwhile, economic upgrades for Louis are already there. Except the... what's the name of this? A specialized pick. There you go. Specialized pick. Horticulture just coming for Beasty. But remember, there is trading going on. Let's take a look at... Oh my god, 56 gold is really not the best place. Like, you could try to put a market here. But it's just gonna be such an awkward, you know, path. Like, the traders will go from here, and it's just not gonna be really good for you. Looks like this villager will go down here, not gonna be able to finish the wall, unfortunately. And Beasty with more and more horsemen. Unfortunately for him, the horsemen are not gonna be doing much damage. They only have 9 base damage, and this guy have 5 armor. So they're gonna do 4, and with the debuff, like, they're gonna do even 20% less damage. So these horsemen are not gonna do much against those desert raiders. So you really need another unit, and there you go. You see the response for Beasties and archery range here. Couple of archery range already there for Louis too. So he's still pumping more and more units. Decide to stay in the field age a little bit longer. He's gonna get that blacksmith there. And now, BC, just try to defend with these horsemen. Which unit composition doesn't look as bad for BC. In fact, there are desert raiders out there, but 10 archers are already there for Louis, so these horsemen will just work really fine for him. And we are actually seeing camels. That's a really expensive unit, actually. Very, very expensive unit with those traders. See that trader count. 5 traders so far. So, not the best numbers, but it's just the beginning of it. Like BC, we'll try to secure these walls first. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a lot of back and forth. And after you secure those walls, you pretty much have the advantage that, okay, I will only fight around this area, and that makes it very easy for you. That makes it very easy to defend. Like, you already know where your opponent is coming from. It's not gonna be coming from multiple areas. It's gonna be coming from, you know, only one position, which is great. This wall is doing a lot of work for him. And now that it's finished, the main military force for Beasty is also coming here. We're actually, you know, camel archers is not something we see every day, so I'm really enjoying this match. It's like the traders won't really go for that trade. They need to be safe for the moment. It's like those decorators decide the path of melee. More units coming for Beasty. Archers this time. Just a couple of, you know, camel archers just to debuff those horsemen. And look at that, they instead of doing 9 damage, they do 7. So he's pretty much even things out with that. And this is a fight that I don't think it's gonna work well for Louis. These are a lot of horsemen against archers, but the horsemen for Louis are tanking a lot of damage. Looks like their Desert Raiders will go down. Still a couple of those on the field, but those archers still now having really good numbers for Louis for those archers. But now the front line for Louis is already out, and those horsemen are gonna be out for the hand. Those archers potentially may go down. A lot of archers going out for Louis, and looks like the big boy already came here for help. Looks like it will go down. More horsemen coming for Beasty, as well as archers. Beasty doing a really good job on pushing his opponent away from the trade. Now he's even nearby his base. Let's take a look at Beasty's base. Still have plenty of food here. Have the deer pack, has the berries. Has the deer pack here next to his base. So far, food is not an issue for him, as well as Louis. Louis is pretty safe for him. The deer can be a little bit exposed, just because of the lack of walling, but the same can be said for Beasty. If he finished this wall, I think he's gonna be in a really good spot. Like, I love these walls. If there's something you can learn from Beasty, it's walling. He loves walls. And now there are a lot of pro players there that they don't like walls very much. I don't know why. Maybe because they come from StarCraft. But Beasty also comes from StarCraft, as he's a wall lover. He loves walls, and he knows how much advantage he can have once those walls are up. He's gonna be having a good time. Like, the trade is secure. Like, I can focus on attack if I want, or I can just defend way easier. Let's take a look at income per minute for bot players. Looks like Louis is going out for more food. Doesn't have much food at the moment for him. And Beasty is having a lot of gold already, potentially thinking about aging up. Like, he has a decent military force, same as Louis. You can even... and trade route is looking really good for him. Like, already have even 3 trade posts here. Can even think about getting that upgrade. He already got it, so yeah, he gets like food here. He's choosing food, so it's he's in a really good spot. And now the military wing, it's happening for Beasty. But archer numbers for Louis, they are a little bit scary. Like 27 archers, I think they can do quite a decent damage to those horsemen. So gotta be careful here. At the same time, Louis actually aged up. Is it? Which wing is this? It looks like it's the economic wing. And looks like he got some villagers from here. Let's take a look at the orchards. Yeah, indeed, it was the economic wing, that one that grants you 8 villagers. So it's like Beasty is already going for it. Like, those archer numbers are really dealing a lot of damage to those horsemen. But looks like the main front line for Louis is gone. But Beasty just decides to retreat here. He doesn't want to fight under the outpost here. So... and he knows as well, he's also aging up with the military wing. Now that the trade route is kind of secure, you can think about putting those markets there. It will be a nice boost for your economy. Already 15 traders, a little bit more at the moment. 23 traders, oh my god. That's You can already see the gold income is starting to pump up for Beasty. And does he have... He doesn't have any villager on gold. So that's always a really good spot to be in. He even can go Imperial if he wanted. And Beasty reached the Castle Age. It's gonna be with the military wing. Gonna get access to bootcamp, composite bows, all that jazz. And indeed, bootcamp is his first choice. It's gonna get +2 range armor and also some lancers going into the field. Still have plenty of food in the back of his base. So no farm transition for him. At the same time, Louis already upgraded his archers. And also he's getting Sultan Munsk. Infantry gains 25% damage. I didn't quite read that one. It's quite of a new upgrade for me. Horseman take down the Desert Raider. And now Louis will try to push here. I mean, he needs a ram, obviously. The archers won't be able to take this down very easily. Beasty is already here. Have one Springle for himself. He knows the ram is coming. Let's take a look at Beasty's vision. He knows about the ram. He has the scout there. And also some lancers for himself will do a really great job here. Horseman as well. They haven't been upgraded yet. And think about upgrading those. Bololo attempt to distract the observer. And now the archers go in. Beasty needs to go out to defend the trade. Louis already have some camel lancers here, so it's gonna debuff all those knights. Beasty focusing on those camel lancers. Springle taking down that battering ram. Not really working as quite as he expected. And looks like military numbers for Beasty looking really good at the moment. Lancers is still alive. And the main military force for Louis for taking down those lancers are gone. And we are again in the same situation where Louis needs to retreat with those archers. And those lancers this time, they will tank a lot of damage. They are not like the horsemen. They are a little bit more tanky. And now the camel lancer comes here and makes a choke point with those lancers. But managed to take it down. And Louis loses a big chunk of his military mass. Still have plenty of archers back home, but it's not the right unit you want to fight against those crossbowman. Archers are not really veteran yet. And now those lancers are gonna go for those villagers. Not exiles for Louis, so you gotta be careful. You don't want to lose that many villagers here. Walls still on repairs. He needs to repair that wall. He knows how important that is. Bololo attempt here. Beasty trying to get the berries here for himself. Let's take a look at Beasty's vision. He's slowly taking map control. He knows his food resources are about to run out, so he goes for his opponent's berries. And now the Springle just attacking those archers. Crossbowman will do great damage to those camel lancers. And now it looks like Beasty will lose his military mass here, but I'm sure he has another mass regrouping somewhere around here. Beasty mining a lot of the stone. Probably will think about putting a keep. Like, he knows Beasty, if he denies the food for his opponent, he won't have army to defend. He will have to go for a farm transition, which he has plenty of wood to work with. So maybe he will try to deny this area. This area is full of food. If you deny that area, most likely you're in a really good spot. At the same time, Louis already have 3 relics for himself, so he's sitting in a really good position with the relic department. 2 relics are inside of Beasty's base, so he's not in a hurry to really gather them. They're already denied for their opponent. Oh my god, this game is crazy. A couple of Tower of Sultan already here. Now, the last time we saw those, they didn't work quite well as expected. But, you know, let's see if that works for Louis. You know, that's a lot of archers, no infantry units here. And looks like Beasty will have to go back to build more Springles because these towers are a little bit tankier. Secret site being captured in the west. More, but the knight numbers. Look at the knight numbers for Beasty. Talking about 18 knights. That's the power of having the trade going. Now the Tower of the Sultan pushing here to the west at the same time. Knights trying to flank his opponent. And now looks like the Knights will get the Tower of the Sultan. Managed to make a decent amount of damage here. Back to 200 something, 100 HP. We're gonna see a big explosion here in your face. 3, 2, 1, blam. Now the Lancer numbers are really are increasing a lot. Like 22 Lancers. It's a really scary number. Second explosion here. Reminds me of what was the name of this movie director that does like real explosions. But anyway, we will talk about it the next match because Beasty will take down this match in the best of 5, equaling his opponent's score. Let's take a look at the timeline because Beasty obviously with a lot of traders going on here. I'm kind of surprised like Louis catch up with the economic count. But military was just way ahead with those Lancers here. You can already see the food and gold income is just very different from both players.